Today, it's time to do another big battle between the two original streaming giants, Hulu and Netflix. But first, I need to thank the greatest subscriber base in this or any parallel universe. So if you're watching this and you're subscribed, I'm looking at you. While I was sick, so many of you joined the family, and I don't really have a name for you yet. Some people say I should call you guys the Critic Crew. I don't know if that's cool or not. So if you have any ideas, drop it in the comments below. So in case you missed it, I actually started this versus battle series by doing a big battle between Netflix and Disney Plus, which a lot of you seem to like. But if you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and put a card for it right over here. Now, I won't spoil how that battle ended, so if you haven't seen it, you'll just have to go and watch it yourself. But today, we're gonna see which service will be the last one standing, Netflix or Hulu. What's up, people? James the Movie Critic here, and if you're new to my channel, I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, and versus battle, along with a few other things. So if you like what you watched today, feel free to become friends with that subscribe button right down there. So the first goal for my channel is to hit 1,000 subscribers. And when we hit that halfway mark at 500, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away some Amazon gift cards, maybe a few other ones as well. So all you have to do to be qualified to be a part of that giveaway is to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at James the Movie Critic, and follow me on Twitter as well, and you are all set. I can't wait to do these giveaways, so tell your friends, your family, if they love movies and they want to get some free stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and on other social media platforms, and I'd love to give them something. Now, back to the versus battle. In this corner, we have Netflix, which offers the widest selection of movies and thousands of older TV shows, not to mention its own original content. And in the other corner, we have Hulu, which offers the largest collection of current season TV shows and a smaller selection of movies. So right off the bat, you need to know whether you are a movie or a TV show fan primarily. That's going to dictate which of these services feels the best for you. Now, me personally, I'm a movie man. I love TV shows, but at the end of the day, I can sit in front of a TV and watch 6 movies back to back. And for your viewing pleasure, I've added time codes in the description and in the scrub bar that you can click to watch each of the categories that we're going to be analyzing during this battle. That includes the interface of both services, content, price, and the negatives. So if you're looking for specific answers, feel free to click on those specific time codes to get straight to the point. Here's my issue with Hulu. They made a decent product, but it's like they missed the entire point of streaming services. We choose them over cable, but they let you customize your package with Showtime, HBO, Cinemax, and I'm over here like, don't try to sneak cable in on me. I deliberately chose a non-cable option in your streaming service, and the executives at Hulu are over here like, those fools will never see it coming. We'll tell them they don't have to pay for cable and then make it a part of our package. We'll bleed them dry. And the question of the day is, do you still have cable? Why or why not? Drop it in the comments. My wife and I don't have cable because it just doesn't make sense for us. We personally like to have a set of series curated for us to dive into once we have time, and we don't always have time to sit in front of the TV and watch something. So having the services are the best option for us. All that to say, I believe that Hulu exists for the customer who's not quite yet ready to let go of cable. Those are the older generation who mostly grew up with antennas and have never lived without a cable box in their home. So they're not really sure how to live without having their favorite channels right at the touch of a remote. So in my opinion, cable is Hulu's weird cousin that always shows up to the family reunion. But I'm not about to let Netflix get away with their weird cousin either. Who still rents DVDs? I seriously cannot understand who is sending away for DVDs to be delivered in their mailbox enough for Netflix to justify that program. All right, so let's get into the factors that you should consider when deciding which streaming service to purchase. Let's start with the interface. How is the service laid out? Is it easy to find what you're looking for? Netflix has a ton of categories. I mean, it can almost be a little overwhelming, but for me, I'd rather there be as much specificity as possible. If I want to know what a comedy, what actions, what thrillers, Chinese action or martial arts, anime, it's all there so that you can find exactly what you're looking for. With Hulu, on the other hand, I feel like I'm less likely to stumble upon something that I might like that I didn't know I was looking for Instead, I have to know exactly what I'm looking for by name, maybe because I saw an ad or my friends are talking about it. And I also find their interface to be quite clunky, even though they recently did a visual update that made it nicer to look at, but not necessarily easier to navigate. So now I want to talk about suggested content. With Netflix, I feel like the suggested content is always on par with my interest. For example, if I watch a show like Quantico, which is a show about government interests and conspiracies within a government organization like the FBI, it will suggest a new show like Designated Survivor, which is another show about a conspiracy within our government and how a new leader has to face it. It's not quite the same show, not as action-packed as the other, but it's the same premise, and I'm interested in both shows. Whereas Hulu's suggested content seems more like a random grab bag, and I feel like the algorithm might just be based off of what has been popular on the service. So for example, I watched a show called Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu that I heard about through an ad on YouTube, and it was actually an amazing show, kind of a mystery. But then they suggested Handmaid's Tale, which I'm personally not interested in at all. I watched an episode and a half. I just didn't find it interesting enough to keep watching. But it didn't seem like they based that on any of my previously watched shows as much as it's just a critically acclaimed show on their service, so they pushed it down my throat. The last portion of the interface section for me is all about ads. Netflix offers an ad-free experience no matter what price point you're paying for it. Hulu, on the other hand, you have to pay into a tier not to get ads in between every 5 minutes of your show. And of course, it does depend on how long the thing is that you're watching. If you're watching something that's an hour and a half, they'll be a little bit farther spaced out. But if you're watching something that's short, you're gonna get like 5 to 6 ads in one episode. And I find that quite annoying. If I'm paying for an experience, I don't want to watch the commercials. Some people say that means I have a bad attention span, but I just don't like ads, especially if I'm paying for a product. So because of the look and the feel of the apps, not to mention the suggested content and the ad-free experience, I'm going to have to give interface to Netflix over Hulu. Okay, now it's time to talk content. Typically, Netflix only gets the newest episodes of a TV show about a year after it originally airs. But when it does come, it comes with the entire season. On the other hand, with Hulu, networks like NBC, Fox, and ABC put the most recent episodes of many of their popular TV shows on the service the day after it airs. In addition to that, Hulu has been making some small strides in their original content division with critically acclaimed shows like The Handmaid's Tale. Where Hulu hangs its hat is that it is one of the few services that allows you to add or tack on cable to its basic service, which is fine, but again, I think it's geared towards an older audience, and it seems to be kind of overcompensating for a lack of original content that they're just not pumping out at this time. Then you have Netflix, which is #1 in the department of exclusive or original content. This year alone, it felt like Netflix was dropping a new movie and TV show just about every week. And no, everyone wasn't a major hit, but it was new content to consume for a variation of audiences. The point being, if you pay for Netflix, you have no excuse to be bored, because they are making something literally for everyone. And their shows and movies range from amazing to, I'll watch that, to why God, why did you create this show? With both services making strides in what they previously did not offer, I'm going to have to call content a tie. Alrighty, we are about halfway through this battle, and it's a great time for me to remind you to answer that question of the day earlier in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because I love what I get to do for you guys, and it means so much to me when I get to see that people are enjoying it and joining the family. And if you have a favorite streaming service, let me know which one it is and why. I love having discussions in the comments, and if you're new here, I respond to every single comment. So challenge me if you like. I'm going to respond to whatever you got to say. So the third category of this battle is price. And here's where it gets a little tricky. Why? Because this is all about preference, because both Netflix and Hulu offer a variety of options. It's not like a one price shop like Disney Plus that's just $6.99 flat out. This is pretty much, if you want ads, if you want certain features, if you want better quality in audio or video, you're going to pay the price that corresponds to those needs. For Netflix, with $9, you can get a basic Netflix subscription that is standard definition to one device. For me, this isn't even an option. I did not buy a 4K TV to watch shows or movies in standard definition. So I'm personally not even looking at that one. The next tier up is $13 up to 2 devices, and it's going to be in HD if the show or movie that you're watching has it available. Now, the plan that I have for Netflix is the $16 plan. It offers 4K Ultra HD for all of the shows and movies that are available in that quality, and you can stream to up to 4 devices: phones, tablets, TVs, or laptops. And DVD plans cost $5 to $12 depending on which one you're gonna sign up for. Now, Hulu's basic plan starts at $6. That's $3 cheaper than Netflix's, but that's going to come with scheduled ads during commercial breaks. If you want to go ad-free, you're going to have to pay double, starting at about $12. Hulu also seems to be adding more ads over time, and individual ad campaigns are tied to specific shows. So if you're binge watching one show, you're going to be seeing the same ads over and over again, and that's an easy way to ruin what you're watching. Because after your third ad about Roundup weed killer when you live in an apartment and don't even do your own landscaping,
you're gonna wanna burn something down.
Plus, with Hulu, to get access to what is the meat of their content in the cable network sphere, you're going to have to pay up to $65. And if you want all of that ad-free, you might as well bump it up to $71. So to get to what I believe is about 50% of Hulu's content, you're going to have to pump out triple, quadruple what you actually pay at Netflix. So when it comes to pricing, Netflix wins another round. So the final category for this versus battle is something I like to call the negatives. And what I try to do is think of the most annoying part of either service. And whichever one I can live with wins the round. With Hulu, the big negative is the paywall. I don't like that you can pay $12 or more for a service. Look at certain shows in the library, and when you click on it, it says, hey, this show is only available at this much higher tier. So if you upgrade to $40 a month, you can now watch the show The Neighborhood. I find that really annoying, and as someone who doesn't have extra money to just throw away on entertainment, it kind of feels like a bait and switch from Hulu. Especially when Netflix offers an all-inclusive experience for whatever price you pay. Even though the visual quality may vary, you are at least able to watch all of the shows on the service for one price. Now, the big negative for Netflix is that you have to wait an entire year for a show to come with its newest episodes. Hulu, on the other hand, is getting each new episode the next day after it airs on TV. But the positive is that with Netflix, once the show does come, you can binge it all in one sitting. The bottom line is that for movie fans, Netflix is going to be the best option for you. And if you're someone who needs to be up to date on the live TV shows, then you're gonna want Hulu Plus. This was our second ever versus battle. So if you have any ideas for a versus battle, drop them in the comment section below. And it doesn't just have to be streaming services. It can be movie franchises, movie characters, anything that comes to mind that you want to see in a battle, go ahead and drop it below and make sure that you're subscribed. If you're subscribed, I'll be sure to give you a shout out when we make the video. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. See you next time.